Welcome to Cue the Light podcast, where we explore the world of truth within conspiracy theories. Today, we'll be discussing one of the most infamous cases in U.S. history, the Unabomber. The case of the Unabomber is one that has puzzled investigators and researchers for years. Let's start from the beginning. The Unabomber, also known as Ted Kaczynski, was a former mathematics professor who carried out a bombing campaign that spanned over 17 years. In the 1950s and 60s, the CIA conducted several unethical experiments into psychology and mind control under the guise of Project MKULTRA. Theodore KACZYNSKI, also known as the Unabomber, is said to have participated in the frightening CIA experiments, which may have exacerbated his mental instability. His targets were universities, airlines, and technology companies. Kaczynski's bombs killed 3 people and injured 23 others. He evaded capture, leaving behind cryptic clues and a manifesto that only added to the mystery surrounding his true motives. What many don't know is that Kaczynski's actions were not just those of a lone madman. There are strong indications he was possibly part of a larger conspiracy with a hidden agenda. There are several key pieces of evidence that point to Kaczynski's possible involvement. First, let's take a look at his background. Kaczynski was a highly intelligent and academically gifted mathematician who attended Harvard University at the age of 16. He later dropped out and isolated himself in a remote cabin in Montana, where he started his bombing campaign. This shift in behavior and lifestyle raises questions about what triggered these extreme actions. What about the bombings themselves? What do they reveal? The bombings were not random acts of violence. Kaczynski carefully selected his targets, focusing on institutions associated with technology and the industrialization of society. This suggests a deep-seated opposition to the advancements of modern civilization. But why? Kaczynski's manifesto, which was published in major newspapers, reveal a complex philosophical ideology that condemns the impact of technology on human society and the degradation of nature. Researchers believe this manifesto was not just the ramblings of a deranged individual, but rather a calculated attempt to wake up humanity. The bombings were not just about causing chaos and destruction, but a deliberate attempt to convey a larger message. Kaczynski's actions were carefully planned and executed. His manifesto was eloquently written, indicating a level of sophistication beyond that of a typical lone wolf. What about the hidden message in Kaczynski's infamous manifesto? The 35,000-word document titled Industrial Society and Its Future outlined his anti-technology beliefs and motives behind the bombings. Some believe that there was a deeper meaning within the manifesto, a coded message that pointed to a larger agenda at play. Many cryptography experts discovered hidden patterns and codes, suggesting it wasn't just a rant of a madman, but a carefully crafted message. There was a reference to secret societies, covert operations, and a grand plan for societal disruption. Some researchers believe he was part of a larger group or network with a common goal to disrupt technological progress and revert society to a more primal state. Here are a couple of quotes from David Kaczynski, the Unabomber's brother. Quote, "Was my brother Ted Kaczynski a sort of Manchurian candidate programmed to kill by our own government in a CIA-funded thought experiment gone wrong? I hope you will excuse the provocative question, especially since I don't know the answer to it. What I do know is that my brother was a guinea pig in an unethical and psychologically damaging research project conducted at Harvard University, where he attended college in the early 1960s. While it is true my brother suffers from paranoia, it is also true he fell victim to a conspiracy of psychological researchers who used deceptive tactics to study the effects of emotional and psychological trauma on unwitting human subjects, unquote. Quote, my brother was harmed by psychologists who recognized they were hurting him, yet no one made any attempt to undo the harm they'd caused to their young and vulnerable subject. It would be fair to say that my brother's paranoia had a reference point in reality. 15 years after his experience at Harvard, Ted Kaczynski embarked on a mail bomb campaign that targeted leading researchers in technology, behavioral psychologists among them. Is there a connection between my brother's violent behavior and his earlier experience as a guinea pig at Harvard? It seems there must be some connection. How much connection? And what role might the US government have played in unleashing the Unabomber's antisocial behaviors, unquote? Was Ted Kaczynski trying to wake up humanity with his manifesto? Or was he a deranged man under the control of CIA programming? What is clear, his actions had a profound impact on this country. That's all for today's podcast. Join us next time as we dive even deeper into the world of truth within conspiracy theories.